Hey there, welcome back. In the last video, we covered the importance of attitude and how your success in the meta mind game can help you shape your attitude to tackle any situation that comes at you. I then went on to explain what the meta mind game is all about and how to play it. I hope you have already found the bracelet you plan on using, but if you haven't, then you still have time. Because in this video, I will cover the first of the 3 techniques that I use almost every day to shape my attitude and thinking process. This is the first method. The first method is actually very simple and goes to show you how much things are depending on your state of mind. I call it the W square method. The W square method, which literally stands for why worry, W square, is something I came across while watching a Facebook or YouTube video a very long time ago. A video which went viral and which you probably saw online already. Here is the video. It's not too long.
The most pleasing 5-lettered word. Come on. Sorry, is it most pleasing? I don't think so. You say sorry, jab bend karna padta hai. Sorry sir. Not at all pleasing. The most pleasing 5-lettered word. Money. Most pleasing income tax भरना पड़ता है ना, तब पता लगता है most pleasing है क्या. हाँ जी. Smile. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The most pleasing 5-lettered word. Smile. It increases your face value. There'll always be a reason to cry. We don't laugh on the same joke again. Why do we cry on the same problem again? Huh? It depends on you whether you want to smile or cry tears. I remember following one slide that someone sent me. When followed in life, I guarantee you, life will be different. Do you have a problem in life? No? Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes? Can you do something about it? Yes? Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes? Can you do something about it? No? Then why worry? Isn't it? Isn't it? Why worry? Why are we constantly bogging our minds down with anxiety that is just absolutely not allowing us to have peace of mind? While you're sitting here, someone may be plotting against you. You don't know. While you're sitting here, someone may be backbiting and sending a wrong email against you. You have control over it? Control over one thing. To smile.
This guy's name is Guru Gaur Gopal. He is a very inspiring person, and the stories that he tells on YouTube channel are quite meaningful. Now, I saw that video in a time of my life where I did not feel so great. But what made a difference for me is that it got me really thinking about how to address any type of issue, whether good or bad, and the video in itself is very simple, funny, and it focuses on the idea that smiling is a powerful tool for anything. But the message I understood behind was deeper than smiling. For me, my attention was more focused on how to deal with stress and anxiety in general. And it seemed that his way of looking at things had given me a solution. After watching it, I felt so alive and energized by his words that I applied his message to the letter. And needless to say, that this little Indian guru revolutionized the way I started to see things. And all of a sudden, all my stressful thoughts and anxiety went away almost immediately. So in order to apply his message to you, when you feel like complaining, or whether you feel like there's a situation which looks difficult for you, simply ask yourself the question using the diagram. Do I have a problem in my life? Yes. Can I do something about it? Yes. So why worry? Do I have a problem with my life? Yes. Can I do something about it? No. So why worry? Do I have a problem with my life? No. So why worry? Again, this diagram is very simple. By breaking down your problem versus the solution it has or that it hasn't, you can quickly resolve any feeling that you have inside. And since actions speak louder than words, let's take a few examples. Your boss just called you. He says he wants to see you first thing in the morning to discuss something. The only problem is that you don't know what. You even asked him if there was anything you needed to prepare for this meeting, but he said no, just come on time. Now, this has happened to the great majority of us, and I am almost ready to bet on this, but what do most of us do in this situation? Oh my fucking God. What does he want with me? Did I do something wrong? Is he going to give me more work? Or even worse, take away some responsibility? But the bottom line, you don't know. And it's completely out of your control since you asked him if there was anything to prepare. So why worry? Why stress yourself out since there's nothing you can do? The W square method here fits in perfectly. All you have to do now is show up on time and be open to any discussion that might come by. In general, if your job is not threatened in any way, then worrying becomes pointless. But wait, let's say now that perhaps you know or feel that your job security might be in danger. If you know this or can feel this, then this means you must know somehow the reason why this is happening. So instead of stressing out about it, ask yourself the most vital question. What did I do to put myself in these situations? What are the potential things that my boss will probably talk to me about? And how can I prepare myself for those arguments before the meeting? Here, you are taking the lead with dealing with the situation in a positive way. By turning around the problem, your preparation for this meeting will be more important than you sulking in the bed the whole night, unable to sleep and cringing at the thought of what might happen. And to be honest, if your boss, and to be honest and blunt, if your boss is going to fire you, then he probably already took the decision. So there's little or nothing you can do about it. So once again, let me ask you one more time. Why worry? My boss, for example, is a hard ass, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's a nice guy. But when it comes down to working, he expects things to run smoothly all the time because he's very demanding. And yeah, sure, there will always be times when shit hits the fan. But can I really hold it against him to get mad from time to time? Not really. He is a demanding person, and therefore it's only natural for him to feel this way at sometimes. After all, he's the boss. Of course, he doesn't have to be a dick about it, but he can still get angry. So I shouldn't worry about him getting upset occasionally. And even if he does, well, this means I messed up or missed something. But all the worry in the world won't solve the issue. It's just gonna make it worse. Instead, thinking openly and positively about the problem and come up with a solution is the only thing you can do, as well as making sure that it doesn't happen again. And your boss will only respect you more if you think this way. Because if I had bothered to worry and stress out every time he said something to me, my whole head would be covered in white hair. Or even worse, I wouldn't even have any more hair at all. And my overall efficiency and energy at work would quickly decline. Because that's what worrying and stress does to you. It steals your energy away. Because you're too focused on your worries and not focused enough on how to get your shit together. So again, why worry? Let's take a second example. What is the single thing that every single person here has worried at least once in their life? Everyone. Doesn't matter who it is, everyone. The answer is money. Everyone here is worried or has worried at some point in their life about money. Whether it is because you don't have much money, whether it is because you don't have any money, or whether it is because you don't have enough money, we have a tendency to worry about cash. It's normal. Who doesn't want a lot of money? But riddle me this. Will worrying about not having much money, any money, or not enough money bring you more money? I don't think so. And if there is, then you need to share your secret with me, because as far as I'm concerned, money doesn't grow on trees. Otherwise, I'd have a couple dozen in my backyard. But most of the time, this money worry is not related to the quantity of money you have, but more related to how you spend your money or how much of it you manage to save. Because in the end, if you don't have much money, any money, or not enough of it, controlling your spending and your savings will usually resolve any money worry you have. Okay, you might have to stop buying clothes excessively online, or you might need to reduce the number of times you go clubbing in a month. But your worry is not about the money. It's about not being able to spend it. So in this example, your initial problem is money. Can you do something about it? And the answer is always yes. And even though the solution you find might not be very cool and satisfying, at least you have a solution. The only tool that will help you to fix your money worry, however, is the system you will put in place to control your spending and the rational thinking you have just acquired. So let me ask you again, why worry? Now, let's take a look at a more radical example here. And this one is a tough one, so just bear with me. Over the course of the year 2020, my wife's father unfortunately passed away. He had been sick and paralyzed for almost 3 years without being able to do anything. My wife and her sister took care of him for those hard years and did everything they could to make him better. He went through different phases where he felt better, then later he relapsed. All in all, my wife and her sister, by helping him and supporting him, allowed him to live an extra 3 years. But when his final relapse occurred, his condition was such that there was little to be done. One final treatment would unfortunately be the determining point between his life or his death. So, my wife, as I'm sure you would understand, was very sad, desperate, and anxious and stressed out to see what would be the outcome of this final treatment. And as much as these kinds of situations are never easy to deal with, my role in this was to reassure her, make her feel safe in her time of need. Additionally, given the difficulty of the situation already, I wanted for her sake not to boggle her mind with guilt and regret over this, because her sister had done everything in their power to take care of him. There is absolutely nothing more they could have done that they hadn't done already. So once again, and I did tell her this at the time, you have done your absolute best and gave him an extra 3 years. You cannot blame yourself nor worry about the outcome of the treatment, because in the end, this is not your fault and there's nothing you can do. And I'm not talking about grievance here. Grieving for the loss of someone is a totally different thing. No. Here I'm purely talking about the moment before his passing, where family members usually feel powerless over the situation and question themselves and the way they handle the situation. But by turning around the situation to avoid these feelings of stress and worry, my wife was able to cope better with the situation, think positively, and realize that the best thing to do was to stand by him and be ready for whatever came next. Now, this is a very delicate example, and I did ask her before I could roll with it in the course, but it's a real example. And death sucks. I don't think anybody wants to lose a loved one. But again, how you handle the situation is all about your attitude and how you choose to view things in a more positive way. So I apologize for giving you such a dark example, but often the most shocking situations make the most shocking lessons, and the outcomes usually speak for themselves. So to recap here, during the meta mind game, the W-square approach is a significant tool that can help you to turn around any situation and bring things to a more positive outcome. Some people think that this is an oversimplified way of looking at things, but this is the whole point of this. Oversimplifying is the key to a good mindfulness and a smart and constructive approach towards anything. Because instead of letting your emotions take over you, you will learn to control them. In fact, this leads in very nicely to the next tool, which I'm going to teach you in the next video. It's called the FUCK methodology. See you in the next video to learn all about it.